Hello, my name is Brianna Madden and I am the Education Director at Orange County Coastkeeper. For the past 5 years we've been taking students from all over Orange County out here to the Back Bay Science Center to do various field trips, activities, and it goes from doing habitat restoration to marine life inventory and now our new eelgrass project.
My name is David Meyer. I'm a marine science educator here at the Department of Fishing, for the Department of Fish and Game at the Back Bay Science Center. The Back Bay has historically contained eelgrass, but for some reason the last decade or so it has disappeared in the Upper Bay and it's disappearing a lot in the Lower Bay. There's probably 50% or less than what has been there 25, 30 years ago. We're trying to find out why, and with the experimentations that we're doing here and the outreach programs we're doing here, we're trying to develop a methodology which will make reforestation or replanting of this much easier and much more successful. Eelgrass is critical to the function and the maintenance of the Back Bay as an ecosystem because it provides a miniature rainforest as such, which provides habitat for hundreds of species, some of them specific to the eelgrass habitat and found no place else. They're highly adapted for that. But it also acts as a nursery ground for a variety of different recreational fisheries, as well as a lot of worms and clams and shrimps and crabs and things of this sort that people relate to. It is a very integral part of the natural water cleaning process, which the affluent water running in from our watersheds, as it passes through the Back Bay, it is cleaned organically, and some of the physical material or load is taken out of it as well, and the eelgrass is critical in maintaining this cleansing process and the habitat for all these animals that are here as well. The Coastkeepers Alliance is concerned with maintaining the integrity of all of our water sources, especially along our beach lines, and the Orange County Coastkeepers have been instrumental in helping an outreach program to let people in our watershed and surrounding areas know about the importance not only of the bay but of the eelgrass specifically. The residents who live in and around the Lower Harbor area, the second largest marina in the United States, have little understanding of the biological implications of the eelgrass and why it's important as an ecosystem. They see it only as a pest, a weed that is growing in their docking areas and in their marinas, and as a consequence would just as soon see it removed. But in doing so, they would decrease the quality of the water and the habitat and the bay as a whole. Trying to get them to realize the importance of the bay, the eelgrass, the water fluctuation, and them using it for recreational purposes needs to be integrated in such a way that we don't cause harm to the habitat, because in doing so, eventually it comes back and it will affect their quality of life and their pleasures that they have spent so much money for, to build their homes and dock their boats and enjoy the water on the bay. The educational programs here are emphasizing the young people, the ones that are still in school.
We work with all kinds of students. We don't have any really restrictions, so we've worked already with the Eelgrass project. We've worked with AP Biology or AP Environmental Science classes, and then also today we even have a human anatomy class, so again, just kind of bringing a new angle to what they're learning. We work with AVID students, which is Advancement via Individual Determination, and it's basically a really cool school program where they are given the resources and tools and challenged to ultimately go to college and get into a four-year university. We've had a English as a second language class come, we've had a special education class come, so it's a very neat variety of students, and all of them are getting to participate in hands-on research that's going on here. So, you know, we can have the students in the classroom learning concepts about ecology or about pollution or about, you know, geography, what's going on in a wetland, but they're going to grasp it a lot better and really be able to see how their learning can be applied to what, you know, goes on in the world around them by coming out on a field trip and, you know, doing hands-on activities that kind of take what they're learning in class and play it out in a real-world situation. The other thing we try to do is make sure that we're targeting schools or recruiting schools that maybe aren't having the opportunity to come out to a place like this. There might be schools in Santa Ana or Garden Grove or Costa Mesa or Orange that, you know, live in the watersheds. They're impacting the bay, but maybe have never even been to the bay and haven't had that type of experience. So we try to offer that to them so we can kind of open their eyes to what's going on and what the connection between where they live and places like the Back Bay. In order for people to start changing maybe their behaviors and their actions to improve water quality, to reduce pollution, they need to kind of understand why. They need to understand why it's even important to try to reduce our impacts on places like the Newport Bay. In order for them to do that, it's a lot more effective if they can actually see the animals and plants that live there and understand how our actions could possibly affect them. That's how they actually can care about what's going on down here. So that's our ultimate goal of bringing the students down here, is for them to understand what exactly is going on in a wetland environment like this, and understand all the different factors that can help it to be a healthy environment or not a healthy environment.
Many of these people live in the watershed areas. We have over 152 miles of watershed that feed into the Back Bay, and the quality of that water that washes into the bay on a daily basis has a tremendous impact on the quality of the water and the impact on the ecosystem back here. So if we can get them to see what their role is many miles away from the bay as far as maintaining the health and integrity of the bay, hopefully they will start making choices and changing behaviors that will be beneficial, miles away at the bottom of the watershed, where of course we are, and we have a vested interest. But they have a vested interest also, because this is going to affect their quality of life sometime in the future.